Welcome back to the Multip Dental Podcast, the show where we take the confusing world of dental treatment abroad and make it make sense. I am Chris, and as always, I am joined by Jessica. Jessica, we are starting a three-part series this week, and I want to begin with the thing everybody Googles first.
Let me guess. The price.
The price. Every single time. Somebody sees a before and after photo. They see a number that is a fraction of what their dentist at home quoted them. And that is the moment the whole idea becomes real for them.
And honestly, that instinct is not wrong. The reported gap is real. Turkish dental treatment is widely cited as running about 60 to 70% below United Kingdom and United States prices. And there is a great line from Dr. Yusuf İlhan, who handles international patient services at Maltepe Dental Clinic in Istanbul. He said, price is usually the first thing patients compare because it is the easiest number to find. And then he added something more useful. He said patients should ask 2 more questions before they book anywhere. How much natural tooth the treatment removes, and how any follow-up adjustment is handled once they are home.
Oh, that is a good line. Because it is the easiest number to find. Not the most important one, just the easiest.
Exactly. A price is one number on a page. Everything else that actually determines whether you are happy in 10 years is much harder to look up. So people anchor on the thing they can see.
Okay, so let us set the stage properly. How big is this, actually? Because I think a lot of people imagine dental tourism as a niche thing, like a few adventurous people a year.
It is not niche at all anymore. Turkey receives roughly 600,000 international dental patients every single year. 600,000. And the market was valued at around $284 million in 2024, with projections putting it above $1 billion by 2030. That is a compound annual growth rate of about 24%.
24% a year. That is a serious growth curve. Most industries would kill for that.
And here is why that number matters to a patient, not just to an economist. When a market grows that fast, quality spreads out. You get world-class operations, and you get places that opened last year to catch the wave. The average gets noisier. So the gap between the best clinic and the worst clinic gets wider, not narrower.
Which means the research burden lands on the patient.
It lands entirely on the patient. And that is why a study like the one we are talking about today is interesting. A digital marketing firm called Prismoon, based in McLean, Virginia, assessed over 40 Turkish dental clinics serving international veneer patients. And I want to be upfront about what this is and is not. Prismoon describes it as their own editorial scoring model. It is not a clinical or regulatory assessment. They also state that they have no financial relationship with any clinic in the study, that no clinic paid any fee for inclusion or placement, and that clinics were not notified in advance.
Over 40 clinics. And they were not just counting reviews, I hope.
No, and this is the part I liked. They used 7 weighted criteria. Reviews and patient satisfaction were 20%. Clinical philosophy and materials, 18%. In-house laboratory and technology, 15%. Accreditation and licensing, 15%. Value for money, 12%. Longevity, 10%. And international presence and aftercare, 10%.
Hold on. Let me sit on one of those, because I think it tells a story. Value for money is 12%. 12. And notice, it is value for money, not price. It is a ratio, not a number on a quote.
That distinction is the whole point. And notice what outweighs it. Clinical philosophy and materials at 18%. In-house laboratory and technology at 15%. Accreditation and licensing at 15%. The sticker price everybody searches first is not even a criterion on its own. It only shows up inside value for money, which is one of the smaller weights in the model.
So who came out on top?
Maltepe Dental Clinic ranked first. They outscored 4 other finalists: Dental Center Turkey, Seville Smile, Atelia Dental, and West Dent Clinic. And I want to be fair here. Those are real clinics with real reputations. This was not a walkover.
What separated them?
The methodology deliberately prioritized conservative treatment approaches, meaning approaches that preserve your natural tooth structure over aggressive full-coverage procedures. And Prismoon is explicit that it applied this as a weighted criterion rather than as a measure of clinical outcome. Their lead dentist, Dr. Alper Gurhan, put it this way: being recognized for our conservative approach reflects a commitment we have held for years. And then, importantly, he added, not every patient is a candidate for minimal preparation veneers. And part of our job in the consultation is telling people honestly when they are not.
We are going to spend the entire next episode on exactly that, conservative versus aggressive, because I think most people have no idea there's even a choice being made on their behalf.
Most people do not know. And it is arguably the single most consequential decision in the whole process. But let us stay on money for a minute, because I do not want to be dismissive about it. Saving 60 to 70% on treatment is life-changing for a lot of people. That is the difference between getting treatment and not getting treatment at all.
Right, I do not want this to come across as, oh, do not worry about the cost. People worry about the cost because the cost is enormous.
Completely. So here's how I would reframe it. Do not ask, what is the cheapest price? Ask, what is the total cost of this decision over 20 years? Because that calculation includes things the sticker price does not. What happens if a veneer chips in year 3? Who fixes it? Do you fly back? Is there anywhere closer to you that can help?
And that is a real cost, even if nobody quotes it to you.
It is the cost that ruins people. And it is worth noting on that specific point, Multipay operates a partner facility in London for United Kingdom and European aftercare. So for a big chunk of their patient base, there is a physical place to go that is not a 4-hour flight away. That is exactly the kind of thing that never shows up in a price comparison, but completely changes the 20-year math.
Let us talk track record too, because you mentioned longevity was one of the criteria.
The clinic reports 24 years of operation, more than 14,000 patients treated from over 85 countries. And I like that last number more than the first two, actually.
Why the country count?
Because 85 countries means they have solved the logistics problem over and over for wildly different situations. Different time zones, different languages, different local dental systems back home, different expectations about what good looks like. A clinic that has only ever treated patients from 1 or 2 countries has not been stress tested the same way.
That is a great way to think about it. Okay, give me the takeaways. Somebody's listening to this on their commute. They have got a browser tab open with a quote in it. What do?
3 things. 1. The 60 to 70% gap is a widely cited estimate, not a precise figure you need to chase any further. Take it as roughly true and move on. 2. In a model that actually tried to measure what makes a clinic good, value for money was 12%, and the raw price you are comparing is only one part of that. So spend most of your research energy somewhere else. 3. Before you compare any 2 clinics on cost, find out what their treatment philosophy is. Because a cheaper quote for a procedure that removes more of your natural tooth is a different trade, not just a lower number.
And that is the perfect setup for next time. In episode 2, we are going all the way into minimal preparation veneers versus full coverage crowns, what actually gets removed from your tooth, and why that decision follows you for the rest of your life. If today's episode was useful, share it with whoever in your life has been thinking about this. You know exactly who they are. Jessica, thank you.
Thanks, Chris. And a genuine reminder to everybody listening, none of this is a substitute for a consultation with a qualified dentist who has actually looked at your teeth. Go get a real opinion. See you next episode.